All right, welcome back to Factutainment. Me and Chris did not just spend the last 5 minutes laughing at a fucking back of the barnyard clip.
Are we actually recording?
Yes, we're actually recording.
That's not great.
Hi, welcome back to a Factutainment most nefarious. This is Floppy Knights. Anyway, Chris, you had a question.
Yes. Did you glue your balls to your butthole?
Yeah, and that's my biggest hemorrhoid.
Guess the first random fact we should bring up is... Come on. Sorry, it's loading.
Is that you can fit so many balls in your jaw.
The hum is a low-frequency sound heard by about 10% of the population at night on overcast days.
Oh yeah, I've heard it before. This isn't me trying to be funny or anything.
The plural of octopus can be octopuses, octopodes, or octopi.
Not Octopussy?
There are 4 countries on Earth where a dead person's will can be ignored if they killed themselves.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
I'm looking up what country it is.
Definitely not America.
Anyway, you were saying?
Yeah, didn't you have a question for me?
I was looking up that. So Pakistan is one of those countries.
Interesting. Its lesser known cousin state, Snackistan. That was dumb, I'm sorry.
Bahamas, Bangladesh, Guyana, and Kenya are 4 others.
I wonder what's the reasoning.
I don't know. Anyway, I guess what game are we playing?
Floppy Knights. It's apparently a card deck building game where you pit little cute monsters against each other. It's also in a fantasy world.
I feel like I'm missing something.
You asked me a question beforehand, and I said that I would be more than happy to answer it on.
So I guess if you were like it to be in a fantasy world, what kind of fantasy world would you like it to be in? And then what kind of character or maybe characters do you think would be interesting to be? Or maybe create stories involving?
I mean, I think my go-to my go-to fantasy world would be something kind of Owl House adjacent, like where it's like high, like, would you say Owl House is high magic?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like high magic with like some technology, but like the technology is weird. You know what I mean? Like they have social media and like phones, but they're not like phones. They're crystals and that sort of stuff. So, yeah, like I guess basically like if regular society was more high magic, if that makes sense. Which kind of sucks, maybe. Now, for the second part of your question, are you like asking what sort of character archetypes like we want to be, or
what?
or just like in general, what would be interesting to participate in this fantasy world?
I
Because
guess both.
because obviously, I mean, like this is gonna be bad. I would either want to be like, obviously, I want to be like either the main character, or or the villain. But not like 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 not a Bellows villain. I want to be more like a like I forgot the little son bitch's name.
The sun bitch.
From Owl House. King's best friend. The collector.
Oh, okay.
I want to be just like a chaotic little shit.
I think it'd be neat to have a character that's sort of like an aspect of the environment itself,
Mm-hmm.
and it like communicates with him with because it's I guess like a class examples of this could be like the casita from Encanto.
Or the tree from Pocahontas.
Well, less grandma, but yeah,
You know what I mean.
and or maybe the ocean from Moana. Although that's kind of weird how the ocean's a character that's supposed to be on their side, but it also keeps trying to kill them. And I don't like. There's different ways you could write this. Like, say it's the story is set in a forest,
Mm-hmm.
and it could be like this particular grove in the forest is sentient and communicates with the characters and tries to protect the characters that live within it. Or if you're doing maybe something sort of like a pirate fantasy, what if the ship is alive?
Hmm.
And I think it's a great. I like those characters where it's like a non-verbal like interaction, where granted you're kind of limited to what medium you're doing, but like the casita, like physically interacting with individuals, or another classic example is like Danny the Brick, who becomes Danny the Street, or Danny the Planet at different points in comics. And then
Yeah.
I guess an interpretation of that, which would also be fun, is, or I guess a classic example, if you want to do like a more modern fantasy thing, yeah, what if you're in a haunted house, but the place is like set in a haunted house, but the house is physically haunted by the spirit of its builder, but it actually tries to help.
Yeah.
So like if Monster House, but the house didn't try to kill people.
If the Monster House and it wasn't directed by Tim Burton, who only sees monsters as things you want to occasionally look at and then lock up into a box. Sorry,
Except in certain circumstances.
yeah.
Because there's a couple movies that are different from that. Like The Addams Family.
Did he do the Addams Family?
He did Wednesday, and I think he did one of the live action Addams Families.
I don't remember if he fully helped. I don't know if he fully helped direct Wednesday. Hang on, I gotta look. Wednesday. No, Wednesday is not a comedy series. Fuck off.
I mean, it's got comedic aspects.
But it's not the main focus. It's like if you on the opposite end of the spectrum, it's like if you looked at Big Mouth and it was like serious drama.
Yeah.
4 of the 8 episodes of the first season were directed by Tim Burton, who also serves as executive producer. So he did technically have some sway in it. Okay.
Anyway, you were saying something.
Probably. I don't remember what I was saying though. Shit. I can't for the life of me remember.
I guess as far as setting, like, you want to do more modern fantasy, is what you were saying.
Yeah.
I kind of want to set it, not necessarily. Yeah, well, I can see one of two things: either set it in the distant past, I'm talking like thousands of years ago, or like in a world that is that vibe where it's like not modern day technology. Or I could see something interesting being set at like the turn of the century
Mm-hmm.
in sort of that technology where it's like late 1800s, early 1900s.
Yeah, I could see that. I think I could also do turn of the century stuff, but it would have to be like a steampunk situation, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Or a Tesla punk. I think people are a little forgetful of Tesla punk.
I mean, I could guess I could do also post-apocalyptic, but the way I would probably do post-apocalyptic is less Fallout, although Fallout's a really classic example. Um, but more of, I'm trying to think of the name of this film I'm thinking of. I'm not entirely sure.
This might sound a little weird, but it feels like you would kind of thrive in what's the word? Okay, so I'm gonna say this, but it's more the vibe. You would thrive more in like what The Last of Us has going on, where like something has killed a lot of the humans and nature's gotten a chance to like kind of reclaim itself.
I mean, yeah, although I wasn't saying maybe not like a zombie virus, but
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That was the part. That was the part that I was gonna be like, I don't like specifically mean like, oh, zombies killed everybody, but like, uh, maybe it's just a virus that just kills people, and there's no zombification. Just you're dead, and like only a couple of people are immune.
Now, what would you want the story to be about?
Just two bros having gays. I'm kidding. No, that's weird. I don't know. Uh, come on, game. Uh, I do love me an adventure series.
Yeah.
So I guess adventure, like, you know, going and fighting a big bad, the hero's journey. You come back different from it, not necessarily good, different, but different.
Like, and not to like do a tried and true, uh, like, so I think it'd be neat to do sort of a mixture of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea and, the Odyssey.
Ooh.
If you were to do it in either, you'd either need to do it in like a pure fantasy world, in my opinion, or you would need to do it in a, I guess it's all versions of fantasy, but like a post-apocalyptic film that is about that where you're exploring, like, maybe it's like Waterworld, but instead of being fucking obsessed with land, they're actually exploring like under the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
It'd also be neat to do. You could do that, and then you could have the submarine be sentient that people are traveling in.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
No, I think it would be. I think it would definitely be a good idea. Oh Jesus Christ, that killed me fast. Okay, once again, I think we are two people who have very different. What's the word? Uh, like vibes when it comes to like media and stuff.
I mean, we enjoy several of the same media.
True.
In 1924, chess player and Russian world champion Richter Ryti played 29 blindfolded chess games simultaneously, then forgot his briefcase when he left the event.
It had his butt plug in it. Do you remember how that was a thing?
Yeah, that was weird.
Where
like not true.
Like, so I still don't quite understand. Like, so
This man couldn't have possibly beat me on his own. So I think he developed a Morse code with his trainer, and then they used a series of pulses directed anally.
yeah, I
I was like, what?
like don't you have like what's the word like? Isn't there something like a better like? It's so weird. Like I don't know how to explain it. And then again, I guess there's nothing to explain about it.
Yeah. It's baffling.
Yeah. Just
It's one of those aspects about the modern world where I'm just like there is no normal.
like
You get what I say? You know what I mean?
no,
Like,
I get what you mean. Like you can't just like be like, oh, I lost fiddly d. There's nothing I can do about it. I have to like besmirch like my opponent, saying that apparently he like apparently he has anal beads in his ass that his instructor has hooked up to like make it so he can like win the game, not win the game, but like sorry, I'm just so flabbergasted by it. Like I
yeah, it's I'm not sure. Like
I
I've said it many a time in many a video that I feel like you can't do parodies anymore because real life is as insane as any parody you can come up with.
yeah, like half the time, even when the Onion like posts something, it's like, wait, like is this an Onion article or is this real?
Like, let's not forget that mere months ago, we literally had governments around the world being like aliens are real. And then Mexico brought in a known conspiracy theorist and con man to bring paper mache aliens in front of Congress on live TV. What?
What the fuck?
And like, there's good insane things that are happening, and there's bad insane things that are
Yeah.
happening. Like good insane things that are happening. The woolly mammoth is coming back.
Bad
That's insane.
bad insane thing happening. Elon Musk has developed a murder car.
Yeah, or people literally have brain chips in their heads that let them commune with technology. But it's also almost certainly controlled by the maker of the brain chip.
I don't really trust that because I've heard a lot of the testing that they've done for these brain chips.
On monkeys, the monkeys killed themselves.
Yeah. The yeah, it is not good for the monkeys.
Or it's like we live in a world where there's a garbage patch in the ocean that's the size of Texas.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane.
You know
We live
what?
in a world where people firmly believe that Taylor Swift is like a counterculture revolution
Oh my
leftist
god.
icon, but consistently dates known conservative weirdos and regularly flies in a plane that consumes more fuel than like NASA.
I don't want to be pedantic about it, but it's technically two what's the word? It's two jets.
Like we live in a world where people can use AI to perfectly mimic long dead celebrities' voices and then have them sing about gluing their buttholes to their testicles. Like,
Wait, you're telling me that wasn't an actual song?
like we're objectively in a fucking crazy dystopia. Like people, my brother constantly makes the jokes of like the world actually ended in 2012, and this is just like hell or purgatory.
More like
And if
Smurgator.
that's the case, then the people writing the scripts, like prompts for the world we're in, are really run out of ideas. We're like on season. We're like Simpsons season like 45. Like,
Jesus Christ. Hang on, sorry. Okay. Jump over here. Equip that. Kick that. I did make going back to Taylor Swift just a little bit. I did make this joke with some of my friends when we were making fun of the lyrics to some of her new songs and shit. She's gone from like the I explained it as like she's gone from like, oh, I'm the weird girl that I want the popular guy to like the popular quarterback guy to date me, and like, you know, I'm gonna like you know, change myself so he will date me, to she is now the popular girl who is dating the quarterback, and she's singing songs about that, essentially, if that makes sense.
yeah.
I'm just bad at this game. Yeah, I gotta restart.
And like, I guess it's not just like, so I'm not the best to explain this because I do know a lot about the natural world.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm consistently surprised when I share animal facts. People are like, "What the fuck? I had no idea that existed." And I'm like, "How did you not know this existed?" And then I realized that not when most people were children, um, they watched Sesame Street, and I did too. But they watched Sesame Street and not back-to-back nature documentaries, or they didn't read nonfiction like textbooks as their first grade reading.
You know who did read first grade textbooks? I don't know.
Yeah.
I was gonna do a your mom joke, but it didn't work out. Ow.
Your mom only has a first grade reading level?
Shut your mouth. That's not what I said. I mean, Taylor Swift might have a first grade reading level.
That's a little. Yeah.
What, is that too bitchy for you?
No, I was like, that's kind of like just swinging low when you have much better material to work with.
Uh, Taylor Swift has had 52 Dixon. No, that was bad. Oh, her whole, what's the word? Her whole new album, The Dead Poets Society. Or no, that's not what it's fucking called.
I'm gonna let you finish. I have a mini rant for that movie.
Okay, so it's not called The Dead Poets Society because I'm pretty sure she would get sued. It's the Tortured Poets Department. She wrote that.
That sounds like the worst sequel to Dead Poets Society.
Yeah, she wrote this why the fumes to her jets were eating holes in her brain. That's the joke.
So, I know this is just a mini rant about the Dead Poets Society, and everyone remembers Oh Captain, My Captain. I think it's a decent enough film. I don't think it's as amazing as everyone says it is. I think it's mostly just hard carried by Robin Williams at the peak of, well, I think it was towards the beginning, actually. Well, it was like when Robin was really, really getting into his own. Anyway, and then also Red Foreman's in there. The actor who plays Red Foreman. I'm sorry, I don't remember that actor's name.
It's all good.
I'm gonna Google that real fast. Actor who played Red
Foreman. He put a boot in your ass.
Kurtwood Smith.
There's a boot in my ass.
Oh, you say that. He literally played Clarence. So it's Bootlicker, but it sounds a lot like Bootlicker in RoboCop.
Oh my god. No.
And also, he was in Rambo 3. Anyway, he plays a lot of villains. Anyway, he's in the Dead Poets Society. Anyway,
is he a villain?
The core thing with the Dead Poets Society, and I guess spoilers for a movie that came out in the 70s. 1989. Okay, sorry. Sorry, I'm aging people a little too much. It came out in the 80s. Anyway. So, yeah, no, it was at the height of... Well, not necessarily height, but it was like full swing of... I'm rambling. I'm sorry. I keep repeating myself.
No, it's all good.
One of the main points of the Dead Poets Society centers around... Spoilers for the Dead Poets Society. One of the main characters, a schoolboy, wants to become an actor. But his parents, especially his dad, who's the guy I just mentioned, doesn't want him to be an actor. And there's a whole thing where he does a play and does really well in the play, and he's expecting like his parents change their mind, but his parents said, "Okay, well, I hope you get out of your system while you're here in school because you're gonna like I think they want to take over the company or something." Anyway, and then the teenager who's distraught kills himself, and then there's a whole thing of they end up blaming the professor because they're like, you corrupted the youth, and then he gets fired because they need a scapegoat at the university, need a scapegoat, and then they have the ending with the "Oh Captain, My Captain" scene. Here's the thing, and granted, it's a teenager, and teenagers typically aren't that rational. My guy, you are 17. You will turn 18 before you graduate. The second you turn 18, you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Your parents can suck a fat
You
dick.
are a white guy in the, I think it's set in the 70s, 50s. Okay, so yeah, you're a white man in the late 50s. You can do whatever the fuck you want.
Oh yeah.
You're a rich white guy in the 50s.
Yeah, like your parents probably give you like some sort of stipend a month to like go to school. Like save that shit up and then like pull a Harry Houdini and be like, bye bitches, and you're all good to go. Like
I mean, hell, you could probably get help from your professor.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, this is ranting for a movie that's older than I am. So, what are we talking about? We're supposed to be talking about random facts.
I say we change over to talking about random coochie.
Get top 10 coochies.
Coochie number 1, Bayonetta.
Coochie number 2, Bird.
I cancel this random fact.
You don't like Birdo that much? Or?
No, I'm kidding. Birdo is a trans icon.
You know what? If you're a big fan of Birdo, you're a big fan of the inner beauty of someone, specifically having a mouth that just will not quit.
That is true. That is some inner beauty right there.
Anyway, Benjamin Harrison, the 23rd president of the USA, was the first president to have electricity in the White House, but he never touched any light switches because he was terrified of being electrocuted.
Well, that sounds like a little bitch problem.
Tanza Mamart is a Moroccan secret prison for political prisoners who are cramped into single-person underground cells.
Oh, that sounds gross.
Yep. Do.
Hell yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. Speaking
Most of the stones and rocks used in the sport curling is from a small uninhabited Scottish island, Isla Craig. The only source of the stones is a quarry in Wales. Go ahead.
Speaking of trans Mario icons, what's the word? A remake of one of the games, Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door, is coming out towards the end of May. And one of the characters, one of the party members, Vivian, back when the game first came out, it was revealed in the original like in the original Japanese, when you translated specific lines, it revealed that Vivian was trans, and her sister was an asshole about it. And in the recent trailer for Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door, they keep this translation. Basically, with the sister shittiness cementing the fact that Vivian is trans. So that's exciting, I guess. I don't know. I'm gonna be quiet. I get excited about stuff that doesn't really matter.
Yeah, most people do. I mean, at least you're more excited about this Mario thing rather than being like a fervent supporter of J.K. Rowling or Alex Jones or Ben Shapiro. You could be screaming about how the 5G towers are hook up to the eclipse and submit a broadcast nationwide that turns us all into gay liberal sheep or shit, and that didn't happen. And then instead of apologizing for it, you just like try to either sleep under the rug or double the fuck down.
I mean, what's the word I'm looking for? If sorry, I'm trying to think of the fucking word. If somebody that I enjoyed for their media came out as it was revealed that they were a shitty person, I would just simply not continue to participate in their bullshittery.
But no, because that would mean that you had to admit that you were tricked and lied to and were wrong. And why would you do that when you could just double down and never lie?
Chris, you know me. I am actively like Whenever we have conversations and I like
No,
say
I was
some,
making a broad statement. Like,
okay,
there's a lot of people
fair, okay.
still support horrible things even after learning, because to stop would mean they have to reconcile with the fact that they wrong. Yeah. Probably why I believe we still have a lot of Trump supporters, is because admitting that Trump is a horrible, objectively awful person, that would mean admitting that you were tricked, you were fooled, you were bamboozled.
Bambazzled.
Dare I say bamboozled, by an objectively horrible person. Like, and you just fell for it hook, line, and sinker. Anyway, you were saying something?
Just in recent light, J.K. Rowling has essentially come out as a Holocaust denier because in the process of continuing to shit on trans people, she is adamant. She is she is very adamant about the fact that that as a part of the Holocaust, gay individuals were not targeted. At least there's more nuance to it with that. What I'm trying
She's
to
also saying that, like, the Holocaust did not happen the way that our textbooks say it did. She's gone on record saying that.
I think she's just fucking crazy.
And well, who would be surprised that the person who hates queer people, and hates Irish, and is generally not that great of a person, is also kind of anti-Semitic and a bit of a Holocaust denier. And
If sorry, I'm just remembering the fucking, I guess, joke, air quote, of like if there was an Irish character in Harry Potter, they would be named like Seamus Carbomb or something. It's like, girl, what the fuck?
or like there was versions of, like, what if there was a Russian one? What if there was a gay student? What if there was an African student? Like so.
The gays, god damn it. Like yeah, everybody like knows that there's like significantly probably better media of like involving like magical schools and shit that do have like gay people and shit in it, right? Like you can read that instead.
Well, I remember talking at length with my sister, who she was really into Harry Potter. Now she's kind of expanding reach to other media. She was like really diehard, and that was like the only really fantasy thing she read for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember having a lengthy conversation with her, and then like one of her friends were like, okay, "There's other fantasy series that are really good." And I was holding back from like just shitting on Harry Potter. And I was just like, please explore them. And then she's like gotten into The Witcher. She's into Game of Thrones. I'm like, Game of Thrones is awesome. Drop for the last season hits. Just pretend that the last season doesn't exist, and just for some reason the show just ended. And I think they ended because he hadn't written the final book yet. So we'll just wait for the final book to come out.
I mean,
she's also. I got her. She's watched the Lord of the Rings. She's like, she's read The Hobbit. She might be starting the Lord of the Rings books as well. I keep pushing her for Terry Pratchett. I don't know if she's gonna go, but Terry Pratchett's pretty good.
If my understanding is correct, like the person who does Percy Jackson, is a person who has like written like stuff that is objectively kind of wrong when he was called out about it. I believe he has come out and has been like, hey, so this was kind of written in a place of ignorance, and I've like grown and learned from that. I'm pretty sure that's happened. I don't remember 100% though.
Yeah. So I don't know. I guess I can't speak to the newest adaptation, but you were a Percy Jackson kid, weren't you?
Yeah, I haven't really had what's the word? I don't know if I'm just traumatized from the OG movies, and that's why I kind of haven't really picked up the new series. But I haven't really watched the Disney adaptation just yet. I've heard like it's good, but there are some portions about it that don't exactly line up with what happened in the books. For example, Percy's stepdad, like his first one, he's bad, but he's not like abusive, if that makes sense. I don't necessarily remember what about him is bad though. Just like kind of like he's like your milquetoast, like run of the mill, like super not cool, like white dude. I think that might be it. But at the end of the day, it kind of I guess spoilers for Percy Jackson and the Olympians, specifically the first book. But it kind of makes the the end for him kind of like, girl, what the fuck? Because like at the end of the Lightning Thief, his stepdad ends up getting the Medusa head and looking at it and getting turned to stone. And it made sense from like a storytelling perspective at this point, because I think, what was his name? It was like Gob or something. Percy's stepdad. Gabriel Ugolino or something. But what's the word? But yeah, Gabe, that's it. Gabe was like a really shitty like parent and all that, and it kind of what's the word? That's kind of like, you know, the like that's kind of like Percy's reasoning for giving his mom the Medusa head, so he can turn Gabriel into statue and just being a shithead for, you know, just being a shithead to him and his mom. But with the adaptation, it sounds like Gabe isn't exactly abusive. He's just kind of a shit like stepdad, and so it kind of makes this what's the word? Kind of makes like this like very like important part in the book like kind of feel like, whoa, this is going a little too far. Is that making sense?
Kinda, sorta, no.
I don't know. I would have, like, once again, I would have to like sit down and actually watch the series. Anyway, we should probably hang on. Yeah, we've been going for 43 minutes. This is probably the longest. We've probably done longer.
Yeah,
Yeah, goodbye, everyone.